Hi friends, Tracy here from the Sewing Channel. How about some fast and furious, subtle tips that just might make a difference in how fast your quilting gets done? Enough talking already. Let's get busy being more efficient with today's subtle quilting tips. Strip quilts are by far one of the fastest quilts you could possibly make. I added tiny bear paws in to make it more of a custom quilt. When you have to make a lot of half-square triangles, the Magic 8 is the way you need to go. When making a line, be sure to drop that pen and then add the ruler in. That keeps things nice and steady. For my Magic 8, I started with two 4-inch pieces of fabric. That will yield me 8 1.5 square inch half-square triangles. When you have to sew 1/4 inch on both sides of the line, do not break your thread. Simply lift your presser foot, turn it around, and just continue sewing. As a side note, you can totally use any size 2 squares to begin with to make whatever size HSTs you need. Pile up all of your HSTs on your pressing station. If your HSTs are small enough, you can surely set the seam with all of them in one pile. Press to the dark side or however you like. One of my subs told me about this one and I forget who it was. Fold your half-square triangle back together, line up with the stitch line on the ruler line the diagonal way, and trim it. This totally works, trust me. When using a pattern with half-square triangles, it's always easy to mess up and put that triangle a different way than it should be. Make a template and take that template to your sewing machine with your fabric pieces on it all ready to be sewn in order, so that way you won't get rearranged any which way. I can't tell you how many times I've had to unpick because I have totally messed up these half-square triangles. You want to be fast, have one of these wool mats with the cutting mat on the opposite side of it right next to your sewing machine. If you're like me, you're always wondering, which way do I press this seam? Like they say, ain't nobody got time for that wondering. The tip, your seams want to go a certain way already. Let them go that way. No sense in having a struggle. Trust me on this one. I'm always telling you, backstitch on everything, but this tip, when you're in a hurry, no backstitching. Because in theory, everything's getting put together right now. For this tip, you need to see what's going on to be fast, and if it's your floor as a design wall, that's okay. Use it. This next thing I'm going to show you isn't really a tip. I'm just sharing with you how I put my bear paws onto my strip quilt. I'm making sure that my bear paw, of course, is the same size as the strip that I'm adding it to. I'm adding it and then taking the other end of what I cut off, as you see there, I'm adding that on to the other end. I always love to free motion quilt on any quilt that I make for anyone. But it is extremely time consuming. So my tip here is to always go big or go home. Nice big loopy loops everywhere. My next tip isn't really fast, but you can do it. Make a nice custom message on your quilt. Here's a great tip. If you fall short and don't finish binding your quilt, give it away anyways to the intended person. They will love it no matter what, but just tell them you have to take it back to finish it. I mean, come on, this is real life and stuff happens, so don't beat yourself up over it if you don't get it done in time. The bright side, I'm no longer pressed to get this quilt done ASAP. But I will get it done before the baby comes, trust me. Until next time on the Sewing Channel, take care.